Defend your favorite anime or you lose.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Rob here from Shonen Showdown, and I have everyone here. If you want to introduce yourselves. I asked everybody their favorite anime, and I put them on.
I feel like they got to figure out the lighting of this like room. It looks like they have like equipment and a bunch of like high quality shit.
On a bracket. As
Meanwhile,
you guys
it
can
kind
see
of
here,
looks
we
like
have
shit.
Everybody going up against each other with their favorite anime. First up, we have Sword Art Online and Code Geass.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Here we go.
I mean, if Sora Online advances, that's just sad, dude. Code Geass is a masterpiece. The ending's one of the best endings in anime. Great characters, great writing. There's a few ass pulls, gets a little slow in season 2, but Sword Art Online just let us all down. We were all really into it at the beginning. The premise was cool, the actual idea and like the introduction. The first 2-3 episodes were fire, and then it kind of just became an average show after that.
All right, before you
And
guys.
it kind of fell a little short. It didn't meet our expectations, sadly. So Code Geass goes to the next round, easy.
Debate, there is a twist. There's going to be a bunch of different parameters, and we're going to choose which one you're going with.
Antagonist.
I'll let you start.
Alright. So Code Geass has to have one of like the best set of antagonists. One, it's Lelouch constantly being betrayed by the people who are closest to him. So you have his dad.
Oh, that's interesting. So they have to like put a premise. Is Suzaku an antagonist? If so, bad.
First, with the whole thing. When he
Also,
was
it's kind of a fire ranking of King's Shirt.
a kid. And then you have his best friend Suzaku throughout the entirety of the series until he gets to that point where it's you die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Just because of that, just that dynamic of people who are close to him, and then he kind of follows along that similar path. Code Geass.
Alright, let me get in here for SAO real quick. So,
Yeah, good luck.
this
good
was
luck.
Yes.
this was one I was hoping wouldn't come up for SAO, just because it's not the strongest, but I think, especially Season 1, Part 1, Akihiko Kaiba, the creator of SAO Sword Art Online, he had this
I
dream.
mean, he did create a cool premise about it. Like the actual him being a villain in the beginning was pretty cool. Just the execution towards the end, right? Like, why did you do this? Why did he do what he did? It would have been cool if he had a good reason.
When he was a kid, and it was to create this world that he himself couldn't live in, but to create this world where everybody could come and live in. And his own reason was it was a dream of his that he had as a kid, and he followed that dream. The issue is, as we go into, unfortunately, I have to do the entirety of Season 1. Season 1, Part 2 does not have the best antagonist. Yeah, so Season 1, Part 2, we're going to talk about this real quick because everybody knows.
So when you argue for your side to win Sword Art Online, why don't you just strong arm it? Just don't bring up the downsides.
This is understood.
Just bring up what's good about it and leave it at that.
The worst part of SAO. And the antagonist in that one just was a massive creep and a dude that loved Asuna and wanted to marry Asuna and was like, I'm going to keep her trapped in this game because she can't say no otherwise. So he engages in certain acts of sexual harassment. So unfortunately, I can't ignore that part for this, which sucks. Damn. Obviously, SAO is my favorite show. I am also a fan of Code Geass, though, and I recognize that.
Oh fuck, is it too zoomed in and no one told me? Or is it good?
Code Geass, I love that. I love
it's fine.
and Code Geass and everything they have to deal with. So I don't even think I could really put up a fair argument with this one. I think I would have to concede.
He just took the L. He just I argued for why it's good. I'm now gonna argue for why it's bad, and now I lost.
I've gotten fights, animation, OST, waifus, definitely waifus. I could definitely fight for it a lot harder, but even I recognize that the antagonists are one of the weaker points of SAO.
Yeah, I'm going Code Geass.
Yeah. Yes. I think
Charles v. Britannia. Just leave it at that, brother.
since they're even both in a consensus about it, it only makes sense to go with yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it, man.
You hate to see
So
it.
that's a rough
hate to
draw.
see it.
A rough
We
draw
love to see it. Fuck SAO.
for me.
Okay, that was a little harsh. I actually enjoyed watching SAO. I had a good time watching it, despite its flaws.
Conspiracy theory here because but we will settle that another time. All right.
Code Geass makes it to the next round. Chili, Shadow Realm, Wayne is gonna All right, so next up we have Cyberpunk Edge Runners going up against Dragon Ball Z.
All right, what am I arguing for? Pick a side. Dragon Ball Z was revolutionary for the anime industry. It set the path for our boys like One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, followed by My Hero Academia, Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer. I don't know if any of those anime would be what they are today if they were not inspired by the GOAT, Dragon Ball Z. Would you be watching anime right now if it wasn't for Dragon Ball Z? Maybe you would, but also maybe you wouldn't. I know there's a chance I wouldn't. I watch Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! But Dragon Ball Z on Saturday mornings, watching Goku scream for 7 years, for 7 episodes straight, and just me being 3 years old, not 3 years old, me being 7 years old, Kamehameha, start spiking my hair because of Goku. Is that what, did any of those things actually back up and make it good? Make me say that it's good? Not really.
Let's go. Have you seen
Some of the most goated fights and antagonists in anime. You got Cell and Frieza. You won't forget any of their names. Majin Buu.
Yeah, I have. And
Good
the
call
fact
out,
that
good
this
call
is
out.
even a conversation.
Wait, what's the parameters though?
Don't worry, it don't matter what
don't-
parameter.
it don't matter?
It don't matter. Any angle, off axis. By the way, real quick, favorite anime is not Dragon Ball.
Vegeta, goated. Great character with great development that progresses and then the opposite of progresses.
Out of this list is Full Metal Alchemist. Just so we know. Just so we know.
Oh, did I fuck up? What happened?
I was given Dragon Ball.
We have cast. Ooh, that.
What a goated cast of characters. Like I said, Goku, everyone knows him. Vegeta, the prideful Saiyan, slowly learning, becoming more human, getting a family and kids and caring about things. But then he lets himself get taken over by Bobbity just so he gain some strength and have an excuse to just be bad again. Wipes out half the fucking stadium. Kills children and babies. Watching him fight against Goku. Great character. People hate on Dragon Ball Z and say, Goku's generic and it's just fucking fight scenes. You know what? They're badass fight scenes. They're fun. Is it the most deep show ever? No, but Vegeta is kind of a great character.
You don't even know my cast. I know your cast, and really.
Isn't that the argument? Period. Done. All right. Thanks.
So the first 5 episodes, goated, amazing art. All those characters are amazing. David's dope. They're all great. The second act, after Main gets off and David goes through the shonen time skip, so weak. Characters are misused. There's a reason why Dragon Ball's been going on for so long. It's because of the cast. You only got 1 season.
And yet it became anime of the year.
That's true. It did get Anime of the Year.
So many things.
Goku would kill everyone in your universe. Ugh.
Anime
And
every
it
year.
did it in 10 episodes with a smaller cast than DBZ. When we go to conventions, who do I see people cosplay in? Do I see DBZ? No.
You don't.
Are you kidding? The amount of Goku boys at conventions. In a year and a half, no one's gonna even remember anyone's name in Cyberpunk. I already don't, even though Cyberpunk was kind of great.
Play like you don't see Goku.
No.
Do not play like
You
you
know who
don't
I'm
see Goku.
seeing though? I'm seeing a lot of Rebecca. I'm seeing Lucy.
It's
I'm
the
seeing
it's the
David.
new
Rebecca's fun. Is she even a good character? No.
flavor.
You know, where are the POCs in yours?
Piccolo.
The POCs, like people of color. That's not an argument for making a show good or bad. Also, Piccolo.
You don't even know. Cell also is a POC. Freeze a
We got
POC.
Jamaican
Different kind of
Man,
POC.
we
though.
got Hispanic Man.
What are you talking?
Have you watched it?
I've seen it, yes.
Yeah.
But the fact that your example
What a
goes,
stupid fucking argument.
I don't see these people at cons. It was anime of the year. Of course, Dragon Ball has been going on since like the 80s. It's been anime of the year every fucking year.
There
Oh.
are characters in DBZ.
Some.
Think of how long it's been around for that to be established versus how long this has been around, how short it's been to establish the premise that these characters created, that people fall in love to the point that they created the costumes, showed up, and in one anime they
Of course, it's gonna get anime of the year it came out because Dragon Ball did not come out.
I feel like it was a cool world with beautiful so Cyberpunk. Cool world. Beautiful visuals. The aesthetic unmatched. Super super cool. Fight scenes pretty great. Certain moments, certain episodes actually very very well written. The overall plot and premise though was kind of just a clusterfuck of who cares. Just me. It's like, oh my god, I don't fit in. Okay, this is really bad. Actually, I'm not going to say that. Like, what was even the premise? They're like, this guy is built different. We'll use him to use this to get into this mech. I'm gonna get into the mech because I want to get into the mech. What the hell is even going on with that show when you actually think of the overall premise and plot line from episode 1 to the end? Like, obviously there's a cool themes and concepts, you know, but the overall story was kind of just, I don't know. I feel like if they had a little bit more time, maybe 10 episodes it would have been better if it was 20.
Or put a season out that year period. But of course they animated it because it's a new anime of that time. And it was great. I'm not saying it's not great. But for you to go sit here and say that the cast of characters,
Like,
bro,
I'll give
look
you-
at
I'll
that
give you
guy in that
Piccolo.
sticker. Look at that guy in that sticker.
I'll give you
Everyone
Piccolo.
around the world knows who Goku is.
Piccolo is cool.
Piccolo, Vegeta's cool. There's a whole army of cringe Gohan fans I don't want to acknowledge.
Cringe Gohan fan?
Oh, Gohan's unreal. He's so cool. I mean, more recently he becomes a professor, a little bit more geeky and stuff. But still, teenage, young Gohan, I loved him.
Whoa.
That might be him, actually.
I do give you that.
And we're not even going back to Dragon Ball when they were kids, because that's really what inspired the entire
But
thing.
if we're talking about characters and the strength of characters, Goku, yes, you can debate his
Strength? Did someone say characters? Strong? Goku wins every fight. Don't use strength and Goku in the same sentence, because all it's going to do is end up in an L for you.
So bad.
When you talk about Lucy too, when she's trying to sacrifice to make sure he can.
How about you have a
be there for the
communication and
day.
say this is the problem, but your plot is so dumb they don't just sit there and say, hey, this is why I'm so away from you and this is what's going on. And they,
And I'm
in
not
the
even
end,
mentioning
the
like best
alternative
girl
is
Rebecca.
David
Rebecca
dies,
is best girl.
and then Lucy goes to the moon and oh, it's a bittersweet ending.
He didn't die and Lucy goes to the moon. He sacrificed himself so Lucy could.
He never had to, and the reason behind it was so dumb.
He did, because that's kind of the concept of the story was burnout. It was sacrificing yourself so someone could achieve something, because he was not the type of person to be motivated for his own goals. Goku is, and guess what?
You want me
A
to
lot
tell
of
Goku to
other
sacrifice
characters,
himself for everybody?
a lot of other characters are written like Goku, and
Who's in the
that's
Tokyo
what
Olympics?
makes
Is it David or
it.
Goku?
That's what makes it cookie cutter. Though.
Is it David or Goku in Tokyo Olympics?
What makes it cookie cutter is he's not unique in
He-
terms of his.
He started the whole thing! He is the benchmark to go and say, okay, what are we gonna write for an anime?
Find me
What are
another
the characters?
David. Find me another David.
A
Marquez.
another
I
David?
can name you a bunch of shonen guys that are basically
Similar to
copies of
David?
Goku. Like,
Okay, what's unique about David?
What's unique about David is.
You know Naruto had no parents either, right? You know Goku had no parents either, right? You know every shonen character almost ever has no parents either.
Well,
What he does?
that's not what I was saying.
He got bullied in school?
Thank you for putting the words in my mouth. Those weren't what
I
was
mean,
saying.
his struggles are the same.
Okay, let her
struggles
speak.
as almost
I want to
every
hear what she has to
shonen
say about
character.
David.
He didn't state that he wanted to become something. He was trying to be whatever he could be for the person he loved at the end of the day. It wasn't a motivation that was internal to himself. It was for somebody else.
Like-
Because he's written as someone who's a martyr.
That is the biggest
Alright.
cop out.
We gotta vote now.
Anime of the year.
What are y'all
amazing
saying?
characters.
Are y'all saying
Can they get me on here, boys? Can they fucking get me on here?
Amazing
Anime of a lifetime
design.
versus anime of the year. Cast.
for cast.
He only talking about David, by the way. There's a million characters
You're talking about Lucy and Rebecca.
in Dragon Ball Z. There's an alternate universe for all the characters too. All these characters
And
are global
all the
icons.
time it took
David
for them
is
to
just
become
slapped.
big versus the 10 episodes that these.
Beerus got
characters
big in one movie.
Short.
One
but
moment.
impactful.
2 hours, he was one of the.
Short but impactful.
I'm gonna go DBZ.
Okay.
But that's because
getting
he's a
great.
DBZ
I mean,
guy.
Come on now, he's
Alright,
in the Olympics.
AK.
I think it's the only category I would have wanted had it win. I don't know what's here, but I think I have to go with DBZ. I'm sorry.
Ooh, Kumar.
Yeah, the cast is too strong.
It's too
There it is.
I love
Yeah.
Cyberpunk.
Strong physically,
This
if
is
you know what I'm
literally
saying.
the only
Oh,
category
No.
where Cyberpunk lacks in comparison to Dragon Ball. Like, if there was another category,
Like what?
He'd even talk about the relationship between David and that other cyber dude.
Animation.
Little father figure that he never had.
like,
I mean, yeah, okay.
I'm just
I'm not
like-
disagreeing though. It's I had to defend my standpoint with Cyberpunk and
You
that,
did good.
that
Rob,
feel.
what was your?
I like how we're all like kind of agreeing at the
It's
end.
because,
Like for the last
it's
round too.
because it's so long running and iconic.
Bliss.
It's a hard one for me to fight.
That was so hard
That's
too.
hard.
Cast
That
is
was-
so
that
hard.
cast was the
Hey, yo, she got a dumpy.
cast.
Or maybe just baggy
Alright, so
pants.
next up we got One Piece versus Samurai Champloo.
Get him.
Yo, Team One Piece.
Samurai Champloo's my favorite anime. What we
and
got?
the topic is
One Piece!
consistency.
Oh!
Just.
Oh.
1,000 episodes. I mean, listen.
Consistently great.
Listen.
Conversation's over.
What do you? How is it over?
You won.
One Piece is elite. You already know. Look at all of the arcs that have gone crazy. Okay.
We talking about consistency. Let me just talk about Baratier, Arlong Park, Ana's Lobby, Alabasta, Water 7. Fishburne Island, low-key underrated, in my opinion. Sabaody, Whole Cake, Wano. What is that? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 arcs? All bangers?
You got me laughing.
Marineford, Impel Down, Dressrosa.
Consistency, I'm giving that to One Piece all day. I mean, I love Samurai Champloo, but
Say what you want about the pacing of the anime and it taking forever and it's a thousand. Don't get me wrong, there's bad arcs, but there's no other anime in history that has this many banger arcs back to back to back to back for this many years. This has not been done before.
I'm looking at arcs like Marineford, and then following up with, Fishman Island and all of these things. Like, One Piece has done crazy pre-time skip and post-time skip. And then you can even talk about Oda drawing back to older characters and bringing them to present-day arcs. Consistency is top tier. You got to give it to One Piece. That's me.
That's an interesting topic. Because One Piece is currently 1,000+ episodes.
Going crazy.
Going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, it's interesting because Samurai Champloo it's one of those shows where each episode is its own story, kind of like Cowboy Bebop. So
It's episodic.
it's episodic, so it's funny because like anyone can jump in and watch it. My main thing is within the 24 episodes, they do what they set out to do in the story. It's consistent, albeit each episode is kind of its own story because they go on different adventures each episode. But
One Piece. Each arc could be its own story. Each island is a whole different world crafted by Goda himself.
because
Come on.
my show is done.
Come on.
My story is done. Samurai Champloo wrapped up the plot in the episodes it had consistently.
What does that mean?
That means
This
that
is-
Alright, people don't know how to fucking debate. All you have to say is Samurai Champloo is a 24 episode series that fully wrapped up a continuous story from episode 1 to 24. It was consistently great. However, One Piece on the other hand, look at, I don't know, Orange Town, fucking Usopp's Village. That's not consistent. 2 arcs that aren't that great near the beginning of the story. And then wait for it. You jump and it takes like, what was it? Skypiea, not that great. You got Drum Island. You got all these arcs, Little Garden, back to back to back arcs that aren't that great. Clearly, it can't be a consistent show if there's consistently worse arcs than some of the best arcs that are praised forever. While me, a 24 episode series, beautiful start, beautiful end, great characters, tie it with a bow on top, and you got a consistent show. When it comes to consistency, Samurai Champloo is better. And it's just unfair that One Piece has 1,000+ episodes because you can't be consistent for 1,000 episodes. No one can, not even Goda himself. I didn't believe a single word I just said, but that's how you make an argument, boys.
What does that
we
mean?
don't know what can happen
Come
with
on.
One Piece. We don't know what can happen.
But we all know what's gonna happen. We gonna find out what the One Piece is, and everybody is watching One Piece right now just so they can build up on that hype
But
and
what
find out.
happens
You do
is
not
the-
want to be the person that's left out. Oda has consistently made you think about the One Piece and what.
But
it's
what
going to
happens if the One Piece is not what y'all want the One Piece to be, and it
We
ruins
can't worry
the story?
about. We don't. We
What
can't worry about
happens
that.
if it ruins
We
the
can't worry
story?
about that.
So for consistency, I would also think that would consider like how consistent is it with enjoyableness, which is not a word.
One Piece, you could say, is consistent in using the same formula over and over. Are we using consistency as like, are they recycled consistently? Or are we using consistently as they consistently are original and raised back?
What does that mean,
She
Dave?
just said in a very elegant and beautiful way. One Piece is mid.
I didn't say that.
To answer your questions though, like Steph Curry misses jump shots. He's still the greatest shooter of all time, right? And when I see One
I like
Piece,
that.
One Piece shows up every single time. Now, obviously, there are some arcs that people will like more than others. You could say sometimes the pacing is a little bit slow, but everybody keeps watching. Everybody keeps reading. Why? Because we know how elite One Piece is. We know how hyped the story is, and it's consistently building up that hype. Even though there are some episodes that kind of don't keep up all the time, I still think overall, as an entire body of work, One Piece consistently shows up.
Because of how many episodes there are.
And then if I were to counter my own argument, because these guys don't know how to debate, if I were to counter my own argument about One Piece not being consistent from there being worse arcs, like he just said, the worst arcs in One Piece are still better than your favorite arcs in other shows. People are talking about Impel Down. not Impel Down. I mean, Drum Island, Wapple's a bad villain. There's a lack of consistency there. Well, think about Drum Island. Think about Luffy carrying his two friends, Sanji and Nami, up 1,000 meters, bleeding. You get Dr. Heerlock's backstory, great writing, introducing Chopper's new character. You get his backstory, you learn about him. Luffy accepts him for who he is. He joins the Straw Hat crew, and you're instantly invested in Chopper. When does a man die? Is a quote. When Dr. Heerlock passes, is a quote that'll be remembered for the rest of One Piece. So yeah, maybe it's not as good as your favorite arcs in One Piece, but it's still better than Samurai Champloo. And half the anime coming out nowadays.
One Piece. I'm gonna go back
The
to
worst of One Piece is better than the best of other shows, is what I'm trying to say.
to your basketball reference. The more shots you take, the more misses that you might have, the lower shooting percentage statistically can go.
If One Piece was dropping in quality, why would it get this much playing time?
Because it's got a lot of fans.
A lot of shows like that would get canceled.
Is that what?
A lot of
Stockholm syndrome.
McDonald's.
shows will get canceled. Shows will get dropped.
High School DxD has 4 or 5 ongoing seasons, and it has not stopped yet.
Boruto's still going.
Boruto's on hiatus.
True, but your point rather is there's a lot of shit shows. They're talking about consistency, right? So even though there are bad arcs in One Piece, they are still consistently better than your show, Samurai Champloo.
It's changed because it's not showing up consistently. That's my point. One Piece, you don't have to worry about that.
Of course, why would they stop a money train from going if they're gonna keep raking in the views from all the fan base? You guys have amazing fans. You cannot compare that to a show that is done. The story is finished. There is not gonna be a Samurai Champloo season 2 ever. And if they do, holla, let me know.
I wonder why.
Because they told the story.
Is it bad? I never heard a Samurai show. It's actually really good. I'm just being an asshole. Samurai Champloo is a must-watch in my opinion. It's a banger.
Come on. So, you know how you just said that like One Piece consistently shows up, it doesn't stop, right? The train keeps going, therefore it's good. Can you speak to him about what's going on with MCU and how bad the MCU is now? Like, just keep going. You know what? Because you're already on the train, bro. You're not gonna get off.
Shows get canceled all the time. When you're talking about anime, Gabe.
I'm talking about media, entertainment.
I think this could go either way.
And this is an anime bracket, big dog.
I think this is good.
The most consistent thing about One Piece is that I gotta skip the first like 6 minutes of the episode.
A whole video about that coming out.
Oh,
You know what it is? That's what it is, boys. That's what it is. You can find every little flaw you want. You can every little flaw you want with One Piece. The pacing's bad. The animation's not that good sometimes. There's 19 billion characters. Oh my god, this arc just feels like it's a recycled version of the other arc. But at the end of the day, we're still gonna vote One Piece because One Piece is still just better consistently. It's like I can admit that there's all these flaws, but One Piece is still goated for a reason. I'm still voting for it no matter what. You know why? Consistency. It's consistently picked by the viewers, by the fans. For a reason.
This was our chance. Take back what's ours from now.
That's true.
Come on, Parrish. I need this.
When it comes to the term consistency and how you guys have been defining it, I would still have to give it to One Piece.
They're like, even if the definition doesn't even make sense, even if we all think One Piece is not less consistent, even if the argument completely won by Samurai Champloo, One Piece still wins because it's One Piece.
Great argument.
Let Gabe go because I know he's gonna rock with me.
Look, man.
Oh, he's about to
You can say consistent. Call of Duty comes out every year. That doesn't mean it's good.
You're right.
There's Pokemon comes out every year. That doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah, but Call of Duty purchases and buys and consistent playtime throughout the years is actually decreasing now. It is less successful this year than it was 2-3 years ago. However, or 5 years ago, whatever it is, there is a downward trend with Call of Duty. One Piece is going nothing but up, baby.
Things continually come out because it's a multi-million or billion-dollar business. Therefore, just saying because it's still going on does not necessarily mean it's good.
I went down that
Pokemon's been coming out for 17 centuries. I would vote against Pokemon, but you can't vote against One Piece.
avenue, but the problem is the theme on the card is just consistent.
I mean,
it's not consistently good.
Because Samurai Champloo from episode 1 to episode
You wanted
24
proof
is
of a consistent
consistently
anime?
good. One Piece is not consistently good all the way through.
So you pick it.
I'm picking Samurai Champloo. It's not consistent
You're-
good story.
I like that you are though. I like that you're.
You need all of this to get your One Piece is amazing.
Have they plateaued? Yeah, I'm just talking about it in my ass. I don't even know what I'm talking. I don't know. I am literally the definition of saying things with a confident voice to make people, and most people would probably believe me, even though I don't even know if it's true.
Samurai Champloo is just this. Right to the end. You're not being baited. You're not being held your hand for 15 fucking years. I'm going Samurai Champloo.
You're bro.
All right, so
I'm with you, bro. One Piece.
it's like a peanut butter jelly sandwich. It's not just continuing because it's making money. I think it's continuing because we always will like the consistency that it gives us because it's always really good every time you do it and watch it, and it's consistent. So I'm picking One Piece. The formula
This
works.
sounds like a W.
Yo, I had to speak my piece, man. I knew consistency, like, was
That's a
probably the
tough
one
topic.
topic.
I have
I was-
recency bias.
I feel like the only way to make One Piece lose is you have to bring up like 12 arcs that are like mid. And obviously, if I was sitting here, I would still say that these mid arcs are still better than Samurai Champloo, but he didn't bring up any bad arcs. He did. The guy defending One Piece.
All got screwed
You're
with our
talking
topics.
to stands who are never gonna see any of this.
Yo,
Because they're
he's a
so
hater.
attached to trying to find out
He's a
how this
hater.
thing ends that they're gonna be coping
Stop
when it
him.
ends like every other anime.
You better
Stockholm.
So that's what I'm saying. It's not fair.
Stockholm syndrome. I have recency bias.
It was good. It was good.
If Gabe was in that chair, I'd probably listen to that.
Tough fight. Tough
One Piece is like cigarettes. They consistently kill you, but you consistently keep on. No, that's actually a bad analogy because One Piece is a banger. It consistently kills it being you, and you consistently keep on watching it, / inhaling it. The
All right,
addiction
next
goes
up
hard.
we got Code Geass going up against Dragon Ball Z.
What is the category?
What's the topic?
Fights.
Oh,
Oh man.
Do I even gotta speak?
that hurts. That fucking hurts. Of all the categories Dragon Ball can get, you're gonna pick fights? Gohan versus Cell will go down in history.
I'm telling you, these topics are rigged.
Everybody just
Like, Code Geass is better in fucking every category. It is a way better product. It's a way better anime. It is consistently better. Protagonist is better. Ending's better. But fights? You don't watch Code Geass for the fights. Even though some of the fights are intellectually more strategic and better in a lot of ways, which I guess is an argument that he could have tried to make. However, One Piece, Dragon Ball, if it does have anything going for it, it's badass, fucking over the top, crazy fights.
cut the sound. Cut the sound.
There's always some RNG boys, and sadly, Dragon Ball does take this one.
Hold on a second.
Go ahead.
Preach about the fights.
Been going on 20, 30 years. Tournament of Power, Majin Vegeta tournament, Majin Vegeta versus Goku, iconic. Frieza versus Goku, iconic.
This is fights the anime.
This
What do you
is
want me to
tournament.
do?
You want to talk about iconic? This body's One Piece, even if it was in the same category.
This
What do you
is
say?
crazy.
All right, next up we got One Piece going up against Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, man. Let's do it.
What's the category? What's the category? Two of the best pieces of fiction.
I got this.
I'm not even worried.
Depending on what it is,
I'm a
this might be
little
tough.
worried.
Bro,
I'm
it
a
don't matter
little
what
worried.
it is. It's not as good as Full Metal.
Gabe is biased.
We've seen how those categories can throw it for a loop. I'm also arguing with Luffy. Like, I'm arguing with the One Piece.
You guys ready for your topic?
Yeah, yo.
I am very excited for this debate. Your topic
World building.
is peaks.
Yes. One Piece peaks. We can talk about Nico Robin.
Dude, what does it mean by peaks? Like, the high points in the story? If he wants to talk about Nico Robin, talk about the whole crew rolling up to Enna's lobby. 10 men walking into a marine base, one of the biggest marine bases in the entire world, being like, fuck you guys, we're waging war with the entire world government to save our one friend. But first of all, Nico, Robin, say you want to live. We're not going to save anyone that wants to die. Say you want to live. Trust in us. Believe in your homies. Because you've had no one to believe in your entire life. Say it. Say it. Trust in us. We're not going to die. We're strong. And if we do die, we'll die fighting for our friends. She's crying. She says, I want to live. Soga King burns down the flag. They fuck everyone up. You got amazing 1v1s back to back to back to back. Rob Lucci versus Luffy. Zoro versus that fucking giraffe dude. Say it with your chest. Can we get much higher? We talking about peaks? Marineford, one of the biggest wars in all of anime. Luffy runs into it with no fucks after Impel Down, by the way. Runs into this war. You got the 3 Chads, the 3 admirals sitting on a chair while Whitebeard is doing earthquakes causing tsunamis. And Luffy's just running at his brother, trying to save his brother. Can we talk about peaks? Luffy going Gear 5 after I don't want to fucking spoil, after we learned about Joy Boy and the world government. So high.
Telling what? You have an issue with that? Nico Robin saying that she wants to live is peak fiction. Luffy saving Nami in Arlong Park?
Putting the straw hat on Nami's head, the OST starts playing, the boys walk up to Arlong Park, kick down the fucking wall, and are there to fight against, for the first time we've seen in the series, Fishman pirates, 10 times stronger naturally than humans, but it doesn't matter because we got the goats, the dogs themselves, Zoro, Sanji, Luffy, and wait for it, Usopp as well, a normal human, fucking lighting a Fishman on fire, hitting him with the rubber band of doom, smashing with the hammer. Can we get much higher? What is it going up against? I don't even remember because One Piece already won. Can we talk about peaks? Can we talk about Zoro standing there after an insane arc where Luffy was fighting non-stop on the verge of death to the point that he passes out? This is Luffy the GOAT. And Kuma pulls out all his fucking pain, everything he just went through. Remember, Luffy's a paramecia type. He's fucking made of rubber, so he can take a lot of damage and still survive. Zoro, normal human, no devil fruit, takes all the damage from that his captain just took. The smallest little tidbit. You see this entire ball, right? This huge ass fucking ball. Literally a speck of it fucking causes Zoro's body to completely pulsate and like seizure and blood's popping out of him from this much. He takes it all. He dives in head first for his captain, for his boys to save his crew. And then afterwards, when he's standing on the verge of death in a pile of his own blood, he's fucking sitting there saying, and they're like, what happened, Zoro? Nothing. Nothing happened. And leave it to One Piece after an arc when everyone's on the verge of death to be like, to have a Shichibukai roll up. Leave it to One Piece. Go to Sabaody in One Piece. What other show splits up the entire crew that we've known for 15 years? And it's like, we're sending you all to different islands. That's the end of the journey. But wait, it's not the end of the journey. This fucking peaks! We're talking about peaks!
Can we get a Gabe impersonation of Nami for the Daisuke?
Luffy. Get it.
Look, you think One Piece is mid, and you know the quote. So,
We're not talking about iconic though. We're talking about peaks. But go on.
Yeah, we're talking. All right. I've watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
What's the peak in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? Oh, fucking a dog and a girl gets fused together. They did a little fusion dance. Lame.
I enjoyed the show. I think it's amazing. But listen,
Really one of the best fucking shows ever made. I'm ripping on it.
And I've read chapters where I had to pause and take a break because there were some great revelations that Oda has set up beautifully. Whether it was Raizo Dono
so
is
cute.
safe. I mean,
That's
what are
really
we talking
cute.
about? Come on, One Piece has so many peaks. It's crazy. The reason why I'm watching the show right now is to find out the biggest reveal of all time in
The
fiction.
biggest peak, right? It's coming up.
Right.
I argue that One Piece hasn't hit its peak yet, so we can't.
One Piece is so good. The peak. Can we get much higher? We've had so much insane stuff. We realize it's been insane, and yet there's still more. We're at the top of the mountain, yet we're only halfway up, and we're still looking down on Full Metal Alchemist.
Give it that W. I don't think think One Piece has hit its peak. I think
Even though we're on the top of the mountain, there's still Sky Islands, boys. There's still fucking the moon.
completed, final, completed, perfect from beginning to end anime has a peak. As a librarian who knows literature, a peak is when, from beginning to end, you have the beginning, middle, and end. Like I'm going back to my second.
Every arc has a peak. Every arc is its own story with its own climax.
About storytelling, right? The peak is when we hit the point where
called a
either
climax.
the relationships or the plot get to the point where somebody has to make that big choice or something big has to
Think
happen.
about a big choice or something big happening. Luffy, the goat, the dog himself, walking through Sabaody, trying to save the mermaid girl that we all love. No one would even dare do anything, speak against a celestial dragon. Luffy doesn't give a fuck. Boom! Smashes his head, knocks him unconscious, and just pays the consequences. He just said, I'm gonna shoot you in the back of the head with a shotgun in broad daylight and pay the consequences, man.
There are, like you said, so many peaks. This has the plot peaks. This has the character peaks. Like those little moments are those peaks when they finally confess their love for each other.
Remember that time in Fishman Island? Sorry, I'm just gonna go nuts just for the entire video. Fishman Island, when Zoro and Sanji were fighting about, I want to fight them. I'm gonna take out 10,000. I'm gonna take out 20,000. And Luffy's like, boys, move out of the way. Conqueror's Hockey knocks out 100,000 men. They just start passing out because he's the GOAT. Because his presence is so conquering. And then Zoro's like, please, if he couldn't do that, he couldn't be my captain. Peaks!
Each other. I have that burned in the back. I'm getting goosebumps. And because it has that completed.
I really hope that when I was standing, I don't have my other monitor, that I was on camera. Was I on camera when I was standing over here? I really hope so. I guess I was. I think I was standing like here, so I'll probably cut off a little bit. But hopefully I was on camera, because I could upload this segment as an own video.
Something that hasn't been included yet. I don't think something that hasn't been concluded can even be argued in this category. It's like child's play to the Bible.
Let me hold on. Relax. I kind of like how you say One Piece hasn't hit its peak yet. I think it's gonna go higher too. As
I do.
Can we get much higher?
I
You know
think
what
it'll.
I'm
I
saying?
think it'll go higher. I don't even think it'll ever hit this though.
Huh?
Yo, One Piece is so peak that Queen Elizabeth herself said the One Piece is real when she died.
Even at peak.
Wait. What's your highest peak in Full Metal?
The start of the show is them losing everything because they screwed with alchemy and he lost his body. They got to, like I was saying, from beginning to end, you have that buildup. There's so many other peaks happening at the same time, like the alchemy circle all of a sudden coming together and you realize it's a giant alchemy circle and everything's going to get messed up. But the final peak that you are working towards is him getting his body back. That final moment where he is able to have that conclusive peak. What's the category again? Sorry, one more time. Peak. That final peak that we've been working for since the beginning happens. And when that happens, we get the best anime of all time.
Is it bad I stopped listening when she started talking?
Ends up just being some
She started with the beginning. Boy, we're talking about peaks within the show. Yeah, Full Metal Alchemist has one of the best endings in all of anime. You're right.
let's just worst case scenario, it's a piece of treasure.
Why are you doing that?
Well, I'm just saying because
You're trying to set up the worst case.
No. You can't make an argument against peaks in One Piece for something that hasn't happened yet.
Because we know what Fullmetal Alchemist's ending is, and it glorifies and makes everything in Fullmetal Alchemist worth the journey. It respects the entire thing. But if the ending for One Piece is just a generic shonen time skip, oh ha, here's a treasure, Luffy's a king of the pirates now, it just makes that whole journey valley with some peaks. Whereas this is just the summit. It's all the way to the summit.
Just because I've seen
You know what was a summit? The Summit War.
all the way through, I gotta go with Brotherhood, bro. I gotta go with Brotherhood.
No.
Originally started out leading with AK with her roadmap, climax, definition of what a peak is, and then when you started bringing in the iconic moments of One Piece, I was like, those are peak. But once we brought it back to how all the roadmaps built up to the point of the amazing peak that we see in Full Metal, and One Piece isn't there yet. Yes, they have
If One Piece loses, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
but we can't fully say that each one contributes to that final summit until we see it. It's really tough to argue with that. when one is so well defined. So, Full Metal.
So basically, every moment and peak that you get to Full Metal Alchemist, it just adds on top of whatever was the highest point. One piece gets to a high point.
No one's given any context to the peaks in Full Metal. They're just saying it's a good ending. Yeah, when Edward gets his body back is sick. Great.
There's some low.
Talk. Explain. Talk about Full Metal and why. Okay, let me let him speak. Fuck.
It gets to another high point, but it didn't add on to that base level. Like the floor dropped a little bit because it did go down. It never kept adding on. Full Metal Alchemist, again, it's a lot less episodes, but it kept boom, 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 boom. Like One Piece is like
Every revelation. Sad.
like that.
One Piece
So I'm
is
going Full Metal.
revelation.
All right.
Naruto boys are up!
Yeah! One Piece.
Ninja Gang!
I can't believe Gabe finessed
No, it all
everybody.
depends on the
All right, last round. We got DBZ going up against Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Let's get it.
What is the topic for the final round? I don't care. One Piece lost.
Good luck to me.
the final round.
What you got? You got DBZ, right? Oh yeah, I hope I get some crazy. Yeah. Oh wow. Ooh. Protagonist.
Oh.
You're talking about the protagonist. Let's be real. The protagonist. Alright. I'll let you take the floor.
No, why don't you go first?
Because I need you to, you know.
He's waiting.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood wins. At the end of the day, Goku is a relatively generic, simple-minded, idiotic character. At least with One Piece, Luffy being a simple-minded idiot, chasing freedom, works with the world of One Piece. For Dragon Ball, he just wants to fucking fight. Like, is he... In 500 plus episodes, has Goku really developed? Other than physically? Not really. His mindset has never changed.
I'm giving
You sound like you stressed.
What depth is there to his character other than get stronger, fight, save people I care about? Not much.
No, he's not.
I was gonna
He's
say, it
setting
sounds
a
like he's
trap.
stalling.
Yeah, he's stalling.
He wants to punch holes in the
This
road.
is my favorite anime.
I think one of the reasons why Full Metal is so loved by
Goku got worse as a person throughout the series.
almost everybody is that it can be loved by anyone. So loved, and I think one of the reasons why it's so loved is because of its characters. The best character. I was getting there. Relax. As I was saying, before I was interrupted, the best character, maybe of all time, he has that drive from the beginning to the end that makes everybody go, this is the most perfectly well-written character. He's not flawless, but he's not flawed. He's perfectly written. He is the reason. I think if this show didn't have him, it wouldn't be the show that it is.
You said a lot of beautiful things.
Thank you.
Alright.
I'm also pretty.
I agree with everything. I agree with everything you said.
Mhm.
Okay. Perfect protagonist.
Mhm.
Perfect everything.
Wrong. All right.
Goku is literally the template in which every protagonist in anime is based on, is created around.
Every other anime that has been inspired by Dragon Ball Z has made Goku a better character with their adaptation. When you compare Goku to everyone he's inspired, Goku is the worst.
It is the most successful character trope in the world for a reason. This is why it's replicated all the time. This is Goku with a fucking straw hat on and he stretches.
Here we go.
This is
Here we go.
So then what's Ed
so
to him?
Ed is great. I think that going to the flaws, 100%. Goku is not as flawed as Ed. But what Goku does is super self.
And that's what makes Ed a better character. The fact that he's a flawed, real human going through struggles and adversity, trying to overcome them, going through trauma, putting his friend, his brother Alphonse first, Alphonse putting him first, him getting his body back, him fighting his father. Or father, not his father. Whatever.
I mean, the man has died.
I don't even
4
care.
times.
One Piece
He's got
lost.
Jesus at this point. He always comes
I'm
back.
upset.
He's the reliable part of the story that you can always count on. That Goku would say to him. Takes his #1 arch enemy while he's laying on the floor like, and he says, you know what? Hold that down. That's a little bit of my power. Come back up because you can be redeemed, which is a very admirable trait when a character.
Misinformation? Should I report the video for misinformation? Because there's no facts in this video. infringes my rights. No one go and do this. No one go and do this. I do not want you guys to go and do this, but I'm fucking doing it. I can't. I'm on my actual account.
So you know what? You may be the most maniacal piece of
I'm reporting all the live.
but you can be redeemed. And I'm gonna hold that little bit of.
Oh my god.
That's what Goku does. Goku blesses everybody he touches in that show. Everybody tries to be better than Goku. He is the benchmark, and that is the most important thing. He is the benchmark that all these characters are trying to pass, and no one.
Cyanide, you missed it, bro. I'm actually like going. I'm on my down right now. I stood up for 10 minutes. Just fucking going hard. I cannot wait to post that clip to Twitter. I lost my mind, bro.
Hence why he's been living as long as he has. He's in the Olympics. He's on every game. This guy is in Fortnite. Luffy's not there yet.
I can see
Okay, why you ripping on Luffy? You're supposed to be arguing for FMA.
it happening.
Edward's not in Fortnite.
So do you think him dying every single one of those times makes it like not hit as well every time? Because if he can keep coming back, is it as
Yeah,
admirable
there's no stakes.
and selfless and cool if he knows he's just gonna come back?
No.
Who are they arguing for? I thought he was talking about. She should be arguing for Dragon Ball.
I don't know. And I agree with you. It dwindles the impact of it every time. Like, oh, Goku
Yeah.
died, he's gonna come back. Right? And when he came back, when he had
And not just Goku, other characters like Krillin and other guys.
when he had that moment when he saw Goten.
Oh, he's going for Dragon Ball Z. They're sitting on the wrong side, dude. FMA's on the right, and Dragon Ball's on the left. I mean, so they're sitting on the wrong sides.
I'm Goten. Tears. Even though we've seen him die every time, he comes back to the that's my son. That whole
But
moment.
if it's tears, do you
But the thing is,
not trying the same?
They're so bad at debating, I don't even know what side they're fighting for.
Of course I cried. I cried way more in Dragon Ball Z than Full Metal. Not 100%.
Ed is a better written character. I think he's a better written protagonist. I think, like you said, he does not have as many flaws, or Goku doesn't have as many flaws. He doesn't have as many downfalls, which doesn't make him.
Alright, it makes a lot more sense now, knowing who they're fighting for.
When he dies and comes back, it doesn't hit the same. I just don't think he doesn't hit the
Some
same.
might say he's the peak.
So, okay, you're saying Goku lacks depth.
It's not depth. It's just the nuance. It's not.
Yeah, he lacks depth and nuance. He's a simple-minded idiot that likes to fight, and he's not actually a good character. The series is carried by all the other characters. Don't get me wrong, Goku's likable, but it's carried by the fights and everything else. It's a Chad show for Chads. Everyone enjoyed it growing up.
It's not the humanity that I think, which is why people love that show so much.
Gabe, does the way Goku is being handled and written in Super right now, do you think it's still
I'll be honest, once they stopped talking about One Peak, I stopped listening.
that Goku is still the guy, or do you still think even with the way they kind of changed him as a character, like not as serious, like more like cartoony, more jokey, like does that kind of affect people's like limelight on Goku as the like protagonist?
I'm asking you this: when Goku got Ultra Instinct, what happened? What was the thing you heard every single day? That was all.
Chala.
And I don't
Da,
think
da,
even though
da.
it's differently, that doesn't take away from who that protagonist is and who that character is. Period. It's Goku.
So, with all that said, I gotta give it to Goku.
Thank you.
I love Goku and I love Edward Elric.
Oh
But when we're thinking about iconic characters,
You can't say Luffy.
when
Luffy's better than both of them.
Goku shows up, it's something that's different. You can't say it's probably
There's no way these guys
and I
made
think when
Dragon
you talk
Ball
about
lose.
as
There's
an
no way
anime,
these guys made Dragon Ball win, I mean.
definitely rate Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood higher as a complete body of work. But if you're talking about two separate characters, so for me, I gotta go with Goku, which means
Are we doing rock, paper, scissors?
we're at a tie. So we gotta do a speed bonus round
I'm gonna say.
of a different topic.
Oh
my God.
I'm
Animation.
Oh, man.
Go.
Oh man.
I'm gonna say that I love Dragon Ball Z's original animation. It's iconic. There's so many memes about it, how it's transformed to Super to now. So comparing them at their times when they were both
Dragon Ball shouldn't even be here, bro.
The animation. Vegeta's neck.
Dragon Ball's animation's all over the place. There were some points in Super that are fantastic, I must say. I will admit that. However, I think Fullmetal Alchemist, despite also being old, is way more consistent than Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super has ever been.
Element that most people remember.
It's more consistent in every fucking category, man. And
I don't
you
think we
can't
need to
count the
compare it
movies.
from time to time. I think we just compare it just as looking
Okay.
at it. And I think Dragon Ball Z's animation is a meme for a reason. I really don't think it can uphold almost anything on this list, really, in comparison to animation. I think you got a bad pull. The fights, the physical characters, all of that in Full Metal Brotherhood, I think it just beats it. I think it's a bad category for Dragon Ball.
Alright, hey, who'd you be?
I'd have to say Full Metal for animation.
Come on.
I gotta go Brotherhood for animation as well.
I think there are moments, especially in Super and in OG Dragon Ball, that have great animation for its time. Even DBZ has great animation, but I can't say it's consistently doing what Full Metal is doing, so I gotta go Full Metal animation.
Yeah, that
I was
was
gonna say, if it was regular Dragon Ball Z without Super.
I mean, technically it is Dragon Ball Z. It doesn't say Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I was gonna say because Super had that like
You know, Full
18
Metal Alchemist
episodes
regular.
of,
Yeah,
like,
Full Metal Alchemist.
Microsoft. Yeah,
know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
Su-
Really.
yeah, because Super had the Microsoft Paint, like guys come in, guys off the street.
That was a bad pull for Dragon Ball.
I mean, I would just say Dragon Ball has better special effects. You know, these people transform. It's way.
I don't think that's true. I think Fullmetal Alchemist has better special effects. And a variety of special effects with the different types of alchemy and like the different transmutations and stuff like that. Well, I mean, Dragon Ball has good animation at times too. Absolutely. There's so many iconic Dragon Ball fights and moments. But when you have a long-running series, it's just an unfair category. Because when you have a long-running series that has hundreds of episodes and has been around for decades, the consistency is not going to be there from, was it Toei animation? I don't know. Of course I remember Goku versus Cell's animation. It was fantastic.
I don't know, that's enough out of you, Gabe.
It's like the animation for Dragon Ball is just up and down, up and down, up and down, while Fullmetal Alchemist is just peak.
Oh,
You're going.
this would have been a D1.
Oh, that's what it wins off of that.
Emotional moment.
AK wins
No,
the bracket.
what?
AK wins the bracket, man.
No, you see, this is a better
fun to
topic.
talk about.
Yeah,
Too
but
bad. For what, dude?
But
Yeah.
Emotional moments would have been better for Fullmetal Alchemist. Are you fucking crazy? Deaths don't even mean anything in Dragon Ball. Barely. Emotional moments? Are you kidding me?
Emotional moments.
Dude, Fullmetal Alchemist. When the dog and the girl get fused together by that sicko of a dad, Tucker. When Alphonse loses his body. When Edward loses his arm and leg. When we think Mustang died and he fucking comes back. Burned his own wound. When Maze Hughes passes. Boys, are you kidding me? And One Piece wins it all! Let's fucking go. One Piece won from the beginning. Nothing else stood a chance. I'm so funny. This is so funny because this is a 29-minute video. I think we watched this video for over an hour. Because I talked about One Piece for so long. I hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe for more. I'll see you all next time. And just like that, Shimpaku boys, let's go stream on Kick and watch some anime.